Hey, what's up, guys? What is going on? Welcome to Homecoming, the HBCU podcast. And trust me, you can always catch us on YouTube. We're going to be there every Monday. And check us out on podcasts. We're going to be on Apple, Spotify, Google,
iHeartRadio.
and
Don't forget iHeart.
iHeartRadio.
All
Got
right.
it. I love iHeartRadio. Google Cast, TuneIn, which is Alexa. We're on them all, guys. We're on them all. So welcome. This is the new year, Rose.
Yeah, 2024. We're in it. We are in the thick of it. Well, not in the thick. We're in the beginning phases. I hope everybody has their shit together and they did the work in December to have at least a productive start to 2024. What did you do for New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve, I chilled out.
That's good.
I relaxed New Year's
In
Eve.
the house?
I went over. I went over my friend's house, and he tried to time me in. He was like, "Yeah, man." I got there at 4 o'clock, and I brought a nice bottle.
Okay, very smart. Get
I'm
there
at
early.
I'm at the age where if I go over to my friend's house, I bring a nice bottle. We didn't used to drink, Basil Hayden and Uncle Nearest. We didn't used to drink the 50+ bottles, $50 up. Like it, that we would drink.
You have to start somewhere. You have
we were
to
drinking
start.
Montebello's. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
gotta start
We were in
somewhere.
college, so we were drinking a lot of crazy stuff. But so he was like, "Hey, man," I was like, "We're gonna watch football." He was like, "What time are you leaving?" 12. I said, 12. I'm an adult. I'm leaving at 9:30. We're gonna play a game of spades. I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch some football.
yeah.
I ate some chicken. I came back inside after the spades game. I looked, it's 8:45. I said, "All right, we're gonna walk outside." And we chat for about 15 minutes. And then I said, "I'm out, guys."
Deuces.
And I went home. I was like, "I'm an
Eight,
adult. I'm
like
not
you
staying
got
over
there at
here at
4
midnight."
to 8. That's
Yeah.
8 hours. Are you at work? Are you clocking into a shift? What are we talking about?
That's
What are
crazy.
you
I was
talking
like,
about?
"No, I'm
Get out
gonna
of
be
here.
there for a couple hours and then I'm leaving. I don't stay play
No.
if I'm traveling, I get it because I'm out of state.
hmm
But if I'm in state, I'm leaving,
I'm going home.
right?
I'm gonna
Going
go
home
home.
because I'm married. I have a family. If me and Faith
Right.
are out together, that's a different story because we're out together. So it's like, okay, we're out. We'll stay out. We stayed out 11,
hmm
12, sure. But Faith had to be there and she'd be willing to commit. But that's a long time. I was like,
It's. I
his
I
wife
probably
got there
take
at
a
like
nap.
8:30. She was like, "You're
Yeah.
leaving?" I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
babe, it's just 4." I was like, "And you want me to bring my wife over here and it's just us just looking at each other, talking about old
There's no
college
point.
stories?"
There's no point. There's no point.
So that's what I did. I came home and I just chilled out. It
Nice.
was nice. It was nice.
Okay.
It was nice New Year's.
That's good. I think we're all maturing as adults and don't need to be out, be crazy
What'd you
energy
do?
out
Were
there.
you out?
Hell no. I went the night before I went out, right? And I was out to like I didn't get home. I didn't get home
What
until
time?
8 a.m. So for New Year's
Oh,
Eve,
you are.
I was
What are
I
you
was
wilding?
in the
Okay.
house.
All right.
Yeah.
Is you
New Year's
okay?
Eve, I was in the house. I had already wrote down like my goals and my
Yeah.
intentions and things that I was grateful for in 2023 and in
Yeah.
2024. So I already wrote that out. It was just things that, I wanted to sit on, I wanted to meditate, I wanted to pray about
Yeah.
and just really be easy
Yeah.
going into 2024. And I was working on stuff for our show. So I was in the house
Yeah.
and my brothers came
Yeah.
over. We were like chilling and everything like that.
Yeah.
Ate some
Mm-mm.
food, plus it was Sunday, so it's football.
It's
I watched
football.
Texans played, like there's a
Okay.
lot. So
Shout
that's
out
all
to
I can.
them.
Hey man, so Saturday, I'm going to go to the Cheesecake Factory. I guess the place where you can't take
That's so crazy
anybody
because
on
I
a
love
date.
cheesecake, and that's
Bullshit.
wild.
I will
That's
say this:
wild.
cheesecake's a little overrated. The cheesecakes are good. I had to send
Mhm.
2 dishes back when I went there. I tried 2 different pastas. They were disgusting, so greasy. I was
That's
like,
pretty wow.
yeah. But I will say this: their mini burgers, amazing. So I'm gonna just go buy like $70
They're
worth of
better
mini
than
burgers.
Matchboxes.
No,
Okay.
No.
Okay. I remember
Matchbox mini
Them
burgers
joints is
to stay.
legendary.
No, they are
They're like that. They're the best
super
mini burgers I
legendary.
had.
With the onion straws, bro, I used to get half onion straws, half
Oh
fries.
yeah, you put me.
Go
I was
to
telling Faith that. She
town,
said
bro.
what? I was like, Rose told me get the half and half.
You gotta get the half and half,
half
baby. You
onion
gotta get the half
straws.
and half. But no,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna, get the mini burgers, have a little watch party at my house for the Texans, man, because that
that's
division
nice.
is still open, man. AFC South open. We're
CJ
all tied in like our records. It's so crazy. So
It's
no,
crazy. Some good coaches and good young quarterbacks in that division.
Yeah. So very excited about Saturday. I hope everybody who's listening, all of our listeners, had a great end of 2023, brought in the New Year's, right? However you like to do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not judging. You want to sit home, sip a bottle, you want to watch the ball drop in New York, whatever you want to do. Hope you had a great 2023 and welcome to 2024. This is our first official episode in 2024. We're very excited and we have some great things that has actually happened this week that we're going to be discussing. JT is going to start us off with the first story, and that's coming out of FAMU. I know a lot of people already heard about it, but let's recap what's going on there.
Oh man, so the current news is that the FAMU head coach Willie Simmons, he's accepted a new position as the Duke Blue Devils running back coach. Now, I did have this number wrong, but the school alumni association raised $138,000 to keep him there.
Okay, I saw 66,000 at one point. Like in 15 hours, they're able to raise $66,000.
Yeah, it kept going up.
Yeah. So. And so my thinking is one of two things, right? Because I asked my brother. My brother, he is a avid college football watcher. Like that is his thing.
Yes,
he watches college football. Like
that's what Mo does.
So,
he loves it. Like he watches it. He loves college football and loves college basketball. It's crazy, but
like that's it. Like they're all in. Him and his son, my little nephew. So I was talking to him about it. I said, hey, has there ever been a time where a coach takes a position that's not a higher or equivalent position as far as status, right? Because as you all know, Willie Simmons, he actually was the head coach at FAMU, right? And he helped them winning seasons. Like he completely transformed that football program. He actually had some really key players in the transfer portal, which have they committed to FAMU, but then they re-entered the transfer portal after they realized hey, this guy's leaving. They're like, kind of gotta, jet out of here. So I asked my brother, I said, hey, has there ever been a situation where a coach takes pretty much, I don't want to say a demotion, but a lower position? You're going from head coach to a running back, like a positions coach, correct? And he said it could be one or two things, obviously, because people are obviously now thinking about the Deion Sanders situation, right? Just leaving FCS school to go to FBS school. And it has to be one or two things. Either he's looking for more exposure or he got offered more money. Or it could be a combination of the two of those things.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but I don't really watch Duke's not like a powerhouse for football, correct? They're known for basketball. They're not up there, are they?
They actually have a winning program right now.
Right now, okay. Let me know something.
Yeah, that's where Daniel Jones went to college at.
Okay.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah, he did get drafted from Duke.
Yeah, so they kind of let me tell you their record this year. They just won the Birmingham Bowl, and their record this year was. Hold on, because this is what Mo loves. He'll be able to spit off their record almost. Mike Echo was hired this year, so
because I know he worked.
They finished. Damn. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I know he worked with the head coach, the current head coach of Duke University. They both worked. Yes. It was in middle with Tennessee College. And so I guess maybe that's how they know each other, Diaz. So I guess he got recruited from that because he was the offensive coordinator at Middle Tennessee. So him and Manny Diaz were, working together. We're on the same team around that time. So I'm assuming that's kind of how he got pulled in because of their relationship and probably what, Diaz saw in him as an offensive coordinator. I would have to say this, like, besides it being on a bigger platform, we got to, acknowledge that he had to have gotten more money.
I think he got in more money. And I think Duke was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins. So that's not too good. Might have been like 7 and 5, but they were 8 and 5. That's not bad for college football. And it's going to shift next year. So they got a decent record. They're known for basketball. So for their football program,
that's what I know Duke for.
To be good from 8 and 5, I think they had some pretty big wins this year. I think.
I mean,
they beat a top 5 school really early.
Yeah.
I think they beat Clemson, and I think that's what. Yeah, they beat Clemson September 4th, so that kind of put them on the national level. But I think 2 things. I think it was more money, and sometimes, I mean, he was 45 and 13 as a head coach for a HBCU program. D1, I think it was in the SWAC, I think the same conference that Jackson State is, and he lost to
They
Jackson
actually
State.
Just moved to that conference, right? Correct.
Okay.
They recently moved,
So I think this, talking to HBCU head coaches, right? When you get to a level of winning, it's like, okay, I'm gonna be at either like a D1 program, or I'm gonna be he wants to be a Power 5 head coach. So he has to get exposed to a Duke University and become good. This is how these guys work into the trenches, right? Dion knows that if and Dion's another example where nobody was giving him a coaching opportunity. He goes to HBCU and boom. Same with Simmons. Simmons now it's like, okay, I've went to HBCU, I've been a head coach, and I'm 45 and 13. Let me go to a D1 program that's going to have the money's more. Do you know what I'm saying? We can get more talented players and see how good I'm become a head coach. So, unfortunately for HBCUs, I think it's the same thing with Dion. I think it was more money and more of an opportunity.
Yep.
Because if Duke makes the playoffs next year, because it's a 12-team playoff. If they make the playoffs next year and they're a better program with him and he's there, the head coach might end up going to Ohio State or Penn State, get one of those. Once you get one of those and you're a good coach like Harbaugh in Michigan, it's a wrap. That's a wrap. The opportunities are crazy.
That's true.
And college football, college football is about to change. It's that 12-team playoff is a lot of TV money.
Yes.
Now, because now I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch bowl games. I'll watch them, Bowie State's in the bowl, or that's because I went there, so I know about it. But I don't watch all those college bowl games. I just watch the playoffs. Now you're telling me next year I have a 12-team playoff? With Dion might be in it. You know what I'm saying? Florida State's not going to get robbed this time, but you're going to see who's who. It's 12 teams.
Yep.
There's going to be no mistakes, even though this year they did make a mistake because it's been some good college football. So both games were good. These are the best 2 teams in college football. But anyway,
Alabama puts down their legs.
Yeah. The O-line walked disrespectfully around the Michigan players' bench. And when you do that in football or basketball, you just have to be ready to move a man against his will.
And for sure.
Michigan defensive line has done that. But I think Willie Simmons, I think this is going to happen in HBCUs, unfortunately, which is a good thing because it gives other coaches that want to be a head coach that are players there. That's how my friend brother, I love Kyle. That's how he came Bowie State head coach. He worked his butt off. Our head coach, Wilson, he goes to Morgan for a better opportunity, more money, more players. And now Kyle has a chance, and he's been in the head coach the first year, and he's I think he's doing an excellent job. So I mean, this is his second year as head coach, so it's just an opportunity. That FAMU job is going to become somebody's opportunity, and they're going to get paid six figures to coach, and they probably are either been to an HBCU or came from FAMU. That's the only messed up thing is, well, I know we're losing Willie Simmons and Dion, but there's other coaches that want that opportunity that either coached on their staff or went there or went to another HBCU. Or like, this is an opportunity for me to prove that I can go somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One of my other frat brothers, he shout out Tyree. I need to talk to him too. But he coached it. He was the offensive coordinator when Bowie State was winning the championships. He's worked for the Commanders for the past 2 years as assistant.
Oh, that's coach. Nice.
He got that opportunity from being at HBCU. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to pass that up. I got to ask where he's going to go because, unfortunately for the NFL and NBA, once the head coach is gone, the whole staff is. Yeah.
That's Exodus, yeah.
Especially with new ownership and all that. But yeah, he got that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So
right. So
it's cool.
Yeah. So my thought process with this is I definitely understand where you're coming from, right? It makes absolute sense because a lot of times we're thinking about the bigger picture and they're thinking about their careers, like the coaches. They're thinking about their individual careers, what dreams and aspirations they had when they entered this. And I get it. Like you want upward mobility. Like if you coach, high school, the next step is college. Next step for that is the pros. If you're like the same. So I understand the thoughts behind it, and it was an amazing opportunity. So I think we've learned from the Deion Sanders situation. We can't ridicule these guys when they decide to leave because other coaches don't get ridiculed. They're human. They have families to support, and again, they have their own goals and aspirations in life. That being said, I'm looking at the landscape now for HBCUs, and we have been talking about this topic, I think, relentlessly since we started this podcast on, how will HBCU programs ever catch up, if it's even possible, to FBS programs. Because now it's becoming a trend. If you're good enough, right? If you can turn a program around, now you can get plucked or recruited to a better program.
Yes.
And then I feel like, okay, yeah, that school gets notoriety, but I do feel like there's a slight restep, or I feel like there's a little bit of a digression until they can find another coach. And you kind of have to restart those wheels again, because as stated before, there's a lot of players, not a lot, but there are some key players that entered the transfer portal when Willie Simmons declared that, he's going to Duke. Same thing happened at Jackson State. A lot of, key players entered the transfer portal and followed, our man Dion when he went to Colorado State. So, we don't have the money right now, right? I think it was a valid effort on FAMU's like alumni and them trying to rally up and try to get, as much money as possible to keep this guy. We cannot compete with these schools, especially a school like Duke with their type of endowment.
No, we can't. Their endowment
we don't have an HBCU whose endowment is valued at $1 billion.
Yeah.
Still. So when it comes to money, I don't think we have the means, right, to keep up, even though I think FAMU's just enrolled into like an investor group to help, grow their endowment. I think there were one of 9 schools that have now like partnered with, certain investment groups to help them grow their endowment, right?
Yeah.
But I think the other thing that
is Howard one?
I don't think Howard's on one. I don't think Howard's one of them. I have to relook at the 9 schools, but we would be the first to hit that $1 billion. But I think
y'all would. I know y'all would.
I think we would. I
All the
think
first
we
do a lot
need.
of things. That's neither
Yeah,
here.
but I think we need more like emphasis on the importance of football. I think other schools,
Mhm.
especially PWI schools, they know like it's football or nothing, bro. They understand. And I'm no knock on FAMU alumni because I do think they stepped up. You said they raised six figures, right? But
Yeah,
it's like it can't just be emergency situation. Let's try to raise the money. It has to be an all year round thing. We need to be pumping into
yeah,
this program because that
yeah,
it's your lifeline, bro. Like that's it.
yeah. It's going to make the most money. Football and unfortunately basketball. Whether it's some schools, the women basketball team will hold them up. The college basketball. It's
Whatever the
different
team
now.
is,
Yeah,
you
whatever the
gotta
team
put
is, you need to
the
put
money
money in it.
behind
You
it.
need to put money into it. You need to. But most times it's going to be one of those for the three major sports. It's
Yeah,
either going to be football,
it's mainly
it's
football.
going to be mainly football, basketball, and women's basketball. You're going to have to
Hmm.
put your money into those programs.
Got
You
to.
have to. You have to because I
Yeah.
don't know if people are understanding this. I looked at this the other day. The
Hmm.
NFL are, I don't even think people are understanding how real this is. And this goes back to your point of how the football program is the most important. Number one, college football is about to go to 12 playoffs. That is going to be worth a lot of
Yeah.
money. The NFL, Rose, I looked at this the other day. Do you know they are shattering all the other sports, all the other world sports,
Oh
and they're
yeah.
starting.
I saw the
They're
yeah.
starting to start. They're starting to take days. I'm starting to see them creep up on days. Like, what are y'all doing? A game on Black Friday. Nobody went shopping. Everybody watched the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The Super Bowl is already the largest watched program. Do you know what I'm saying? Like football is king. I know for Bowie, it's probably the football program because we just
Yeah.
won 2 state championships.
People love football,
People
bro.
love football.
Most watched show or event on national television. It's football.
Football.
They control the top slots. Like I don't care, love it,
Yes,
hate it, whatever. Oh, it's modern day slavery, whatever.
people
It's
are watching
popular.
it.
It's people are gonna still watch it. Okay, that's just what it is.
It's
I'm
not
from
going
Texas. I
nowhere.
don't even fight it. I love football.
Yeah, I
I
don't
support the
fight it.
program.
I know some people that are like, "Oh man, I know it did Kaepernick." I was like, "Well, I understand you're not watching it. That's your view, but me, I'm going to
I'm watching
watch it
that shit. I'm
because
watching
I
that
love
shit.
football. I do." And this
All of a
year
sudden,
is
you
a
Rosa Parks.
testament.
Get out of here.
And this year is a testament of how the NFL is. Who do you think we will be talking about the Texans and the Colts this year? This is why I watch it every year.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine? Can you imagine? I hope this happens. And then we're gonna go on to our next topic. Can you imagine if Lamar Jackson, he's already going to win the MVP. If he wins the Super Bowl this year and wins the Super Bowl MVP, you
Woo!
gotta start committing, you gotta start talking about he's one of the
Yeah,
great quarterbacks.
yeah.
I think
You
he's
gotta
gonna
put
do
some
it.
respect on
I
this
think he's
man's
going.
name
You
for
gotta put some
real.
respect on his name. That's one of my favorite quarterbacks.
I
You
love him.
already know.
Very
You already
versatile.
know.
And
Him and
and
Patrick
he was,
Mahomes, two of
bro.
my favorite
And the
quarterbacks.
way
Yo.
they were talking about it, I'll never forget. I know he's just like whatever, but how they were talking about him in that combine was
It's
just wild.
crazy.
No, it was
It's
wild.
like this
So
guy hasn't won. He won a Heisman Trophy in college, and then he followed up the next season by being the second runner-up. I don't
yeah,
understand. You're not watching
yeah.
film and thinking this guy can't play quarterback. Y'all are
It's
crazy.
crazy. And then what the
Y'all are
whole
crazy.
contract shenanigans with the Ravens, they was lunching. So, it's just a lot. This guy, he bet on himself. He knew he was about to ball out. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to play with this man's money. And he
You're
wasn't
gonna
having
win
it.
the Super Bowl. You're gonna end up winning the Super Bowl, man. Shout out. I love black quarterbacks. Those are the 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL are black. Jalen
You
Hurts,
see them.
Dak
Hey,
Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson. And they said we couldn't. And shout out to
hmm.
Josh Allen, but they said we couldn't play quarterbacks. Just keep that in mind.
See
They
how
tell
they
you you
try to
can't
do
do
us?
something.
All right, but
Talking about
speaking
we
of
weren't
like
smart enough.
prime, right? Thank you. Speaking of
Oh,
prime time
this is
television, right? So we
yeah,
we were talking about prime time television. We're talking about
yes,
football, how they hold a lot of the slots. Another where I was looking at like the top selling pay per view like
yes,
shows or events, and
yeah.
I was looking at it for boxing, but you know what I kept seeing for like the
What?
top pay per view events? Wrestling. Wrestling,
Oh,
wrestling
wrestling is
holds
crazy. Yeah.
the top pay-per-view like buys, like
Yeah.
for any type of
Yeah.
event, right?
Wrestling.
Which brings us into our very next topic. Basically, I'll go to Howard University. It has nothing to do with Howard, but we have a brilliant athlete by the name of Darci Khan. She's
Yes.
a prolific track star. I mean,
Yes.
she competes in several events. She's won numerous awards. She's actually broken a lot of records at Howard University. But she's actually just been recruited to the latest class of the WWE. It's called the NIL, which is very catchy, but it means next in line. So it's kind of like the recruiting program to find their next potential superstar in WWE, right? So she has a very, very interesting story. She's actually an art major at Howard University. She is a senior. She does the 400 hurdles, I believe, and the 100-yard dash. Correct me if I'm wrong, JT. Yeah, she does a couple of events, right? Funny story. She actually stated that she didn't like track and field. It was something that was forced on her. Like she started off in gymnastics and cheerleading, but her mom kind of forced her into track, and she naturally was a beast at it. So, how do you feel about her being the first like HBCU student to get selected for the WWE NIL program?
I like it. I think it's like breaking barriers because I think that's one of the things that I think we should highlight a little bit more is the woman athlete, right? Especially the Black woman athlete at HBCUs. I just think that Black women should get some more shine, and I think that she's breaking barriers. Like in the article, she's going to be the only HBCU student in her group of 14. That's major. So she's the first one, and not only is she the first one, she's one of 14. And the way I'm reading the story, she sounds very, very competitive. She said,
"Oh yeah,
she said, I want to see what it's like and how my body will do in wrestling because it's a lot of slamming and flips and kicking. I want to see what that's like on my body. That sounds like a very competitive athlete to me."
Exactly. And say what you want, right? Because
it's like
she's gonna feel it because trust and believe, right? Back in the 90s, we've talked about this, man. The 90s, I can't talk about the 80s because I was just being born, but I know the 90s for sure. My brothers were on wrestling. It was like, dude, it was so popular, right? Then it took a hit for a while. Like, I'm even asking my brothers, I'm like, man, y'all watch wrestling? Say, nah, man, we don't watch wrestling like that. Then that shit came back with a vengeance. What?
The Rock came out the other day. Said, oh my gosh, what are we doing here? Yeah.
It came back with a vengeance, bro. Wrestling's popular because even my little nephew, I get like what's trending from him, right? Because he's young and he's like, Auntie Rose, wrestling. I love wrestling, man. Everybody's watching wrestling again. I'm just like, wait, what? He's like, yes. And I'm looking at ticket sales for these events, for the Raws and the WrestleManias.
My brother just went to WrestleMania last year in Vegas. Yeah,
selling out.
Took a whole trip. Yes,
Jesus Christ.
My brother always goes there.
Yo,
he always
I'm not
goes.
gonna
I feel like he goes every year. I feel like he goes to WrestleMania every year.
Yeah. But it's now gained a lot of popularity, and there was always like the theatrics, and the storylines of wrestling that kind of like grab you in. But when you look at these people performing these feats, it's acrobatic, it's athleticism at its finest. This shit, it looks like it hurts. It looks like it requires a lot of muscles and strength, not just useless muscles. Like, bro, you need to be acrobatic.
No, you have to be acrobatic. Most wrestlers, people don't. So I was just like your brothers. In the 90s, I have two other brothers. That was our thing, right? Violent video games and wrestling and boxing and football and basketball. That was our thing. It was always this. I tell people this all the time. I tell Faith this all the time. If you grew up in the 90s, it was the greatest. It was one of the greatest decades of our lives. From 1990 to 2000, rap was phenomenal. Country music was phenomenal. Rock and roll was phenomenal. Movies were original. Those are the last time. Most of the movies now remakes or comic books or are stories that have been told. These are like classic stories that have been like written by people, by books. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh snap, our comic books, and these things are original stories that have been brought to life. Same with music, and wrestling was the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like wrestling, I remember Bret Hart, Owen Hart, The Undertaker, Kane, oh Man Thing. Yeah, he just had an interview the other day. Razor Ramon, 1-2-3 Kid.
All them.
I remember
all them.
Hold on, what was that? Degeneration X when they were doing the Suck It. Yeah, this is how long I've been watching it. You know what I'm saying? Hulk Hogan, the NWA. I used to watch WCW and WWF because they had both of my stars. I'm like, damn, Hulk Hogan's over here and Sting is over here.
Dude,
but
it was crazy.
People don't understand how much their bodies go through. Their bodies are a lot. They're like, they have bodies of like athletes. They're like, man, Undertaker talks about his stories.
Bro.
He's like, man,
he actually they had a special on him. They had a nice documentary on him that I watched. I was like, damn, bro.
Man, of how much pain he would go through. And when he said that it was Mankind, when he slammed Mankind, he was like, yo, I thought he was dead.
Dead. Yep.
He thought he was dead. Facts. And he said he got up and his tooth was through his lip. And he was like, come on, let's keep fighting. He was like, what is going on?
Just going wild.
The crowd is going wild. He's like, yo, I don't even want to wrestle you. He's like, come on. Yes, this straight is crazy. They're athletes. I remember I saw Owen Hart die.
Yeah.
Very traumatizing
as a kid.
It was wild.
You feel me? The shit Vince McMahon was doing, bro. I saw a video. The Undertaker was attacked by terrorists, fool. Yeah. And then they had like a cable cord and was choking this man out. Come on, bro. Like,
yes, it was
children
wild.
Are watching this. You're traumatizing them, Vince McMahon.
He didn't care, you know.
Vince
did not care. He was a savage.
And
he was a savage.
TV. My brother used to argue with my dad all the time. Real, you don't understand. He would laugh them out like, you guys are dumb.
Wrestling is not real.
Those things that you just described, where people have tooth coming out of their fucking mouth because the move didn't work out. You know, like they said, bro, wrestling is dangerous. Rest in peace, dangerous. You see what type of mental like damage he took. Falls from fucking 13 feet up and all this crazy shit.
Power bombed off the top. I remember Chris Benoit.
Come on.
Their bodies go through a lot.
These specialty moves look
of wrestlers.
Crazy.
Randy, Metro Savage, the Ultimate Warrior. Their body, they just have a movie, Iron Claw. Their body,
with the brothers, man. So sad.
Yeah. It was sad. It's only one living, but
the one left alive.
That pressure is crazy. It's crazy, man.
It is.
How much stress they put on their body. Ric Flair talks about it. It's
for your entertainment.
Talks about it. It was like, yo, people don't. It's fake, but people don't. He's like, you don't understand because it's a lot of people a lot of old wrestlers that will name who's there on their route Mount Rushmore. Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, and The Rock on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore.
Hell yeah.
Shawn Michaels. What they put their body through are crazy. It's crazy, you know.
It's ridiculous.
It's fake, but it's not fake. It's weird. It's a storyline. They tell a story, but when they get in that ring, they're not pulling their punches, guys. They're really slamming tables. They're really falling their body. They're really getting clotheslined. All that stunner and that Bret Hart, that's real. It's not a game. They have their bodies are getting
grab my neck.
They're putting on their bodies are getting put under a lot of stress. And
my body was put under a lot of stress in the 90s. Because when I say my brothers, you should try those moves on me, bro. Like I almost peed on myself.
So they put you in a figure 4.
Bro, what?
It's crazy.
I'm gonna pee. Let me go, Mom. It was crazy.
Yeah, you had to see this day. The Bret Hart, where he puts his legs and wraps your legs and bends. That joint is wild. You get put in that joint. Hey, come on, stop playing.
Bro, imagine
We're
getting put
wrestling
into
with
those
my
positions
brothers.
as an
You put
adult,
that
bro.
joint
You
on
might
me.
end
That
up in
joint
the
is
ER.
crazy. Yeah, that joint might break your back. You
Bro,
got
you're
to
not
learn.
flexible when you're a kid. Yeah.
No. Somebody pull that joint on me now. Crack. That's what you're
Crack.
gonna hear. Crack.
That's the ER coming to the EMT coming to take us to the ER, bro. That's it. It's a wrap.
But people don't understand. It's a lot. It's a lot of
So
physicality.
I think their strategy is actually very smart. What WWE is doing, they're recruiting athletes, so they already know to a certain degree they can physically endure the rigors of this training program, right? Because and they get kind of like a fast track into getting signed because they get hundreds, if not thousands, of applications for people trying to join WWE, like their training program or their their academy that they have.
It's hard to get in.
You know,
it's
very, very difficult. So
yeah,
I mean, they've created some stars. People have gotten some contracts from that program, like good money. So we've talked about it before in other shows. Y'all need to listen to our other shows. But we talked about what is the other pathway for athletes, because we talked about the importance of the athletics department at HBCUs, and not because every athlete is going to going to be a pro in their given sport. Like
it's hard to go to the Olympics, guys.
Yeah,
it's hard to go to the NFL or the NBA.
But
it's hard.
This is another pathway for success, So I know she's excited. She says she's not nervous at all, just very excited to see what she can put her body through. And I've looked at her body. She is built. Okay. She's legs built. Look strong. She looks good to go. Like she looks like
a straight up athlete.
Dude, like an athlete. And that's the body you get from a sprinter. You feel me? Yeah. That's that sprinter body. Muscles like a racehorse. Muscles, like good.
Yeah. Yeah. She got
she's
thick
built.
legs.
She's
That's The Rock. The Rock was he got into wrestling because he was playing. People don't understand how good The Rock is. He was playing next to Warren Sapp. Yep. Warren Sapp was so good he was a Hall of Famer. Rock just couldn't cut the NFL, but he's a tremendous athlete because he did WWF for decades. He's still doing it. I seen the Instagram of that. It's like The Rock on Raw. What the hell? Because if that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. He's still doing it. He's like 50. And he's huge. He's huge.
He's a giant amongst men.
He's a big person. He works out a lot. His trainer, he was like, man, I met this dude at 4 a.m. when I was in LA at a gym called, I think maybe Iron Addicts, but it's a famous gym. And they were just lifting at 3 a.m. And this dude
never lifted at 3 a.m.
I have it's good. Nobody's in there.
My muscles don't work like that.
But 3 a.m. is lift in the morning. People crazy. Don't be in the gym. It's not crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
It's not crazy working out at 3 a.m.
Yes, it is.
Crazy, bro.
It is, bro.
You would work out. I've worked out at 3 a.m. for like.
I'm saying I haven't.
It's the best shape I've been in my life. You should do it. I'm telling you.
I'm good.
You're gonna take a nap anyway. I used to get to the gym at 3:30 because my friend was like, he was, who he was watching, and we're gonna get to the next subject. He was watching CT Fletcher, and he was like, "Dog, we gotta start working out." So every time I get in shape, I lift weights. I think that's the best form of getting in shape.
No, I'm not saying lift weights is bad. I love lifting weights, just not at 3 a.m. That's what I'm saying. I think you're
3 a.m. 3 a.m. workout is nice.
It's nice. Not. I think y'all are forcing there, but no, that's what's up to The Rock. That's what's up to The Rock. I mean, his body's just just testament of
it could be. It's an opportunity, so she can get in there, work her butt off, and become a superstar, and that's going to lead to other opportunities. Because
the minimum
a lot of WWE superstars go to be movie stars. A lot.
Even like if she gets on like one of the main. Like she becomes one of the main stars or whatever. Even like the lower ones, they get $250K.
They get
minimum
paid.
Salary, $250K.
They get paid. Yes,
but if she has a personality,
the more you work out and develop your personality, you can set you can set you and your family up for life.
For
It's a
sure.
possibility. This is a
Hell
huge
yeah.
opportunity for
Hell yeah. What? Dude,
huge.
look at Logan Paul, bro.
Yes. Come
He
on,
knows what
man.
it is. And it,
He knows
honestly,
it is. He's
it's
making a
grueling,
killing
but I
off
think
that
it's fun.
box.
I think it's fun,
Yeah.
bro, for a lot of people, especially if you're a kid growing up watching,
Mm-hmm.
wrestling on TV. That is like one of those, like, oh my God, I can't even imagine, because it's like
It's a
you're coming
dream.
out, everybody's looking at you, they're either cheering for you or booing you, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Whatever.
people have such strong reactions to like certain
Yeah.
wrestlers, bro,
The
and
Rock said
that's
that joint hurt him. He said
yeah.
it used to hurt. He was on Joe Rogan. He was like, I was going to give up wrestling. And he was with this group. It was before, it was a Nation of Domination.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be in the Nation
I remember
Domination. And he
that.
said
Yeah.
they were booing him and he just took the mic and was like, I'm not who you think I am, blah, 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 blah. And then that's when he started doing the eyebrow and just being
Yeah, I
himself.
can't do
And
it
then
when
that's
he
when he
man,
blew up.
yeah.
Yeah, he'd be like,
He goes from this.
yeah,
He
he kind
was
of blew
good.
up. He said that joint is rough. Stone Cold said the same situation.
Dude.
He said that he was in the house drinking a beer, and he was just like, he was telling his wife, like, we gotta do this wrestling thing. It's the only thing that's gonna work out.
Yeah.
I need a name because I need to come back as a different person. Like you gotta have that good name and have that different personality, whether you're a villain in your career or whether everybody loves you. Because Rock was a villain for a minute.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you gotta be a villain and then you gotta be loved. But he was drinking a beer. He said his wife brought him a beer and it was Stone Cold. He was just like Stone Cold. That's how he named it.
Glass, nigga, you know what's on, bro.
It's like that. It's like that. You hear that glass? He goes walking out.
Yeah, with those cut off denim shorts.
Yeah, it's a problem. Somebody is gonna get stunned. But I'm just saying, like, she has a chance to. Somebody's getting stunned. He's cussing somebody out. But it's just a great opportunity for him, man.
Very good opportunity. Very good opportunity. So
and we're gonna see
I'm
her
excited,
in a
man.
year. We're gonna see her.
Yeah, I would definitely, keep track of that and see where that takes her. And I want to see her on TV if it works out. If it works out for her, I want to see her on TV.
I think so. She seems very motivated.
No, hell yeah. I liked her responses. I liked her responses. Like, hey, I'm not nervous at all. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, talk that shit.
What? I was like, okay, that's some Kobe Bryant stuff.
Hell
I just
yeah.
want to feel like to be slammed around. Just want to see if my body can take it.
That's where you push yourself. Right.
Yeah.
That's where you push yourself to the limits, man.
Yeah, she likes uncomfortability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Howard University, there was a trending video made by TikTokers. It was a group of TikTokers. It was high schoolers.
Yeah.
Let's preface that. They broke into the former site of Howard University School of Divinity, Benjamin E. Mays Hall, and they pretty much showed like old ass books from the 1800s, news articles from the 1700s. I mean, the place looked very blighted, obviously an abandoned building. That's what it looked like. They found a fire extinguisher. They were blowing that around, just doing kid shit, right? And they posted it, right? So this TikToker, he posts videos of him going into, like abandoned
not just school buildings, but it's a lot of abandoned historical business.
Yeah, buildings, because that's something that fascinates him. So this got a very polarized response, right? You had people very upset with what he did. Obviously, this TikToker was white. But he goes back online and says, hey, it was a group of us, Hispanics, Black. It wasn't just white kids, breaking into here, this building. Let's not make it a race thing. And you had other.
He's with his friends.
He's with his friends. And then you had other people responding on the opposite end, not really blaming the kids because they're in high school, but pointing the finger now and the attention on Howard University, like, hey, okay, we get it. You relocated the School of Divinity in 2015, and you left a lot of valuable materials behind, claiming that there was no room to store them. They said there was not enough room to store them, in the new School of Divinity, or the temporary School of Divinity, while that was
It's a
being
lot of
renovated.
history in there. It's a lot of history.
Um, I don't know about you, JT, but I never worked in any place where you had to preserve, historical books and things like that. But I'm
Yeah.
looking at the climate. I said, is the humidity right for this? How do you feel
Yeah.
about that? Like, how do you feel, or what was your reaction when you saw that video?
When I first saw it, because I'm trying to correct this in 2024, but sometimes it's a thing that you have to be recognized of what happens. Sometimes this is why I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Facebook. Only thing is Instagram. And sometimes it'll get a hold of you and you look up and it's like, I've been on it for an hour. What's going on in my life? You have to be very careful.
Yeah,
You
for
you
sure.
do, man, because you'll get on there and it'll just be real after real after real. And the way the algorithm and AI works that I've read in books
They know
is
you, bro. They know you
they
better than you know
they
yourself.
they they know what you're looking at and for how long, and if you click on that page or not, and that's what your algorithm is going to go.
And that's
That's
the
who
next
I'm
one that's going
careful
to
about, who
populate.
I follow,
It's fucking Las
what
Vegas
I'm
all over
seeing
again,
in
bro.
there.
It's the
It's
goddamn
crazy.
casino. It's
It's
the goddamn
crazy
casino.
on there. It's crazy on there. You know exactly
Fucking
what's going
dopamine
on in
hits.
somebody's life. Your dopamine is crazy, right? So
Hmm.
I believe it or not, when I saw the Howard one, I've watched like 4 or 5 of his videos one day.
Okay.
I just got caught. And I was like, man, this dude is just breaking in whatever. And then I was like, let me just get off of here. And then
Right.
I saw the viral TikTok. And then I was like, it's very interesting because you sent it to me and I was watching it. And it's very interesting because I don't know what that is like because Bowie State doesn't have any abandoned buildings. I don't think that I know of. I went on campus and the
Mhm.
MLK. It's just a lot of documents, very important documents. Maybe call it a different school. Maybe still have people going there because it looked abandoned.
It was
not gonna
they're
lie,
claiming it was boarded up,
but
right?
it
It was boarded
it,
up, but I'm
it
saying
was
Howard's
boarded
claiming
up.
like we boarded it up because we were getting ready to renovate. I never
But
knew renovations took 8 years. That happened in
I never
2015,
knew
correct?
it happened in 2015. That's the thing. It's like if I don't understand it. I do not understand it. I'm like, okay, these guys break into buildings, and this building was boarded up, and they break into it,
Right.
right?
That's
And
definitely
they
B and
should
E.
have, right? Cool,
Yeah.
but they're in high school. That wasn't my thing. But they're like, this is an abandoned building,
Right.
and probably not gonna get in trouble because it's abandoned. And they went in there. Some places they went in there. I don't think this is the Howard one, but some places they went in there with squatters there. It
Oh
was an
hell no! See,
abandoned
they're
school.
playing a dangerous
They're
game.
playing a dangerous game. Yeah, yeah. They've broken into some buildings where it was like people that were squatting in there. But as
Oh
far
my
as
god.
Howard, it was just odd to me, man, because this this keeps coming up as like a recurring thing where Howard Endowment Fund should that building either should have already been renovated or
Yeah, I don't get it.
because if you don't have space for it, renovate it, make it like a historical museum and have
Why
classes.
is it taking you that long though? And
That's a long
why
time.
weren't things put in place to where these like very precious historical documents and
Yes,
artifacts? Why weren't y'all preserving that? Like that's cool history. I mean, they were
a
showing
lot of
pictures
school history.
of students that went there, because I remember that building. Or I used to pass it by because I went to Howard in '05, so that building was still
Yeah.
active. To
Was
think,
there classes in there or was it a
I'm
church?
not. I'm not. I think so. I never really paid attention. I did see,
Hmm.
students going in and out, but like that wasn't,
Yeah.
my thing. So I didn't really pay too
Yeah.
much, attention to it. But
Yeah.
to think, that y'all let that go, and then you want to have this like y'all shouldn't have been trespassing. Okay, you're right. You're right. They shouldn't have been because they did break in, but y'all should have did a better job at securing something of this value, and y'all just got called out. Like y'all just got y'all shit exposed. That's when Howard likes to do stuff, y'all. And that's my school, and I get it. But that's the only time that they want to actually get off their asses and move with the haste that they should have originally moved with. You see it all the time with student protests and shit, because we're protesting because these conditions that shouldn't even be so. And it takes y'all getting exposed, media, be it on social media now, that seems to be our platform, or on the news. Like, and that's when y'all want to, be up in arms or take action. No, Howard has some problems, and it's sad because the size of their endowment. It's like, hey man, y'all need to be a leading example, and y'all need to do right. Y'all need to do better.
Yeah, this is.
Fucking
it was
crazy.
A little while when I seen it. I was like,
fucking crazy.
What? Like,
are y'all waiting for the building to be so blighted that the city comes in to give you the money to fix it? Like, what kind of games are we playing?
That joint looked crazy. They were in there, and I was like, these are
the
historical
1800s.
Documents. These are
from the 1800s.
The
You just let people touch this shit. Imagine if they touch something and the page just ripped, because they're kids and they're just having a good time and they don't understand, or that shit crumbled to dust because it wasn't good humidity. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit just crumbled. I don't know. And now that's gone for forever. Huh?
I don't understand that.
Somebody needs to take those books off their hands.
Historical documents in there.
And the kid who recorded that, he's like, it's actually in worse state now. Like somebody actually pushed over all those stacks. So all the books are all fucked. They got graffiti inside, a burnt up car on the outside.
Yep. And I don't think they did the graffiti on the inside. I think they were I think the only thing they did was they just started the fire extinguisher. That was it.
The kids didn't do none of that. They were saying like, this is what other people are doing.
Yeah.
See, like y'all are getting up in arms about the fire extinguisher. People have been graffitiing in here. Somebody just destroyed the statue.
Somebody was probably living in there. Somebody was probably living in there.
Ugh, could you imagine?
I can only imagine. There are probably bathrooms in there. There work. Somebody probably
dusty.
Probably living in
it looked rat infested.
Yeah. So, I was like, golly, man.
Howard needs to do better.
Come on, Howard.
Howard needs to do better.
Come on, Howard.
Yep.
When I saw that, I was like, I wonder what Rose is going to think about this.
Very disappointed. And it's so easy for us to have that initial reaction and want to get mad at children, kids, they're high schoolers, right? And it's like, okay, they can, go on record and, police report and, hey, you're breaking and entering. That still doesn't fix the real problem.
Nope.
So actually, thank you for those kids for highlighting that and bringing that to the light. Maybe that was their purpose. Bring that shit to the light. Better fix that
right
shit.
On the news.
Better fix that shit.
Because now they're going to, once it hits on the news, people are gonna start asking questions.
You ask a lot of questions. Got a lot of questions. The main one, like, what are you doing?
What's going on? Because now think about this. What if the alumnus didn't even know? Now they do know. Hey, what's going on with that school?
Yeah, you didn't donate all this money.
What's going on? What's up with this?
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on.
Imagine your response is, yeah, in 2015 we did this, and we're like, well, it's 2024 now.
It's 2024 now. What is going on?
What's happened since then? You can't keep saying my dog ate my homework. We need we need actual results now. We need to see, like, you didn't even do shit. What have y'all been doing this whole time?
They just boarded it up.
And not even well enough to keep people out. No security.
Not even well enough.
No nothing.
Nothing. It's crazy.
I still love them. That's my school, but we gotta also be able to
do better.
Call it like it is.
They said the dean is working.
Mm-hmm.
The dean continued by saying the university is working to make sure important archive materials are moved out of the building. Now, this happened after
like my mom says,
video went public.
Like my mom says, he says medicine after death. Okay? What the fuck?
She says that.
She says that
That's
she's a
really
nurse. She's like
honest.
medicine after death. What's the point now? Like, why weren't y'all didn't y'all do this shit before?
Now? How do you do this before?
It's medicine after death. Because y'all niggas got called out. Y'all got called out on y'all shit. So it's fine. I mean, it's not really fine, but what are we gonna do? But we just definitely need to stay on the ass like white on rice and make sure all this stuff is taken care of, like just take care of it, bro. Like, come on. Because these are the things you assume that they're doing. These are the things that you wouldn't even have thought twice. You're like, of course they wouldn't have left anything that important in that state. But they did. So now you have to start thinking about the other shit, because like I went to Howard and it's so funny. My white coworker, he was just like, didn't Howard have a housing issue? I said, yeah, they probably still do.
Yep.
I don't know. I know when I went to school, they didn't have enough housing for students there. Because you keep selling the buildings and leasing out your buildings for other businesses instead of taking care of your students and making sure students who, I don't know, traveled all the way from another coast to come attend, your school has a place to stay on campus.
Dang, that's crazy.
Sophomore year, didn't know where the fuck I was going to stay.
The housing issue is crazy. Half the time, they be having free rooms.
HU,
I know they have some. I know they have rooms, but crazy. Housing is that's a thing that be on HBCU campuses, man.
Gotta have it.
It's crazy. Gotta have it, and half the time they saying they don't have it. It's like, what? How? Why do y'all keep building all these buildings for?
What do y'all do with these buildings?
You gotta have space. If you're building classroom buildings, you have to have more dorm space.
Dorms. That's just basic logic.
So I never understand why there's a housing.
Bro, I had to stay at the towers.
I never understand it.
PG Plaza. I had to stay across the street at PG Plaza Mall. They had built some towers there, that house not only like Howard University students, but like Maryland students and another like couple of schools.
That joint had to be crazy. That joint had to be a straight up wild apartment complex.
It was so wild.
That joint had to be wild.
It was so crazy.
3 colleges there, and it's by the metro. Oh my goodness, man.
That's the first time I partied with some white boys, and it changed my life. I was like, God damn, y'all really y'all are drinkers. Y'all are drinkers.
They do cake stands and all that. They party hard.
I'm trying, man, but it was an amazing experience. Definitely still wish that Howard had housing for me, but everything happens for a reason. I mean, had some really great experiences there. But when I say it was wild, was not prepared for that. Like that's some shit you see in a movie. I'm like, yo, what is happening right now?
So it was Howard over there, College Park, and who else? Just y'all two?
No,
because I know the apartment complex y'all talking about behind. Because people don't know this, but you're not from this area.
Yeah,
College Park is close to PG Plaza, guys. It's the back way you take to the school.
That's it. It's like right there, bro. It's right
like
there.
Right there.
Cannot think of that third
you're
school.
Like, oh, is this College Park? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
And
then Howard is you get the metros right there.
Right there, it's a straight shot. You take the green line is right there. But no, I think after that first year, because we were like the first people to move in, right? They had just built that shit. And I think after all the incidences, they had to like change up some rules and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so free initially, but a lot of shit kept happening. Police. Like it was so bad.
That shit had to be crazy. You have 2 colleges there. I can
they had to start shutting shit down. They were like, bro, you only have access to this tower. If you don't live in this tower, you cannot come on this side. Until, like they started having to put rules in place.
Which is even harder because it's an apartment building. So it's like, you can say it. We're pretty free over here. Yeah. You can say it.
Yeah.
Do they have security?
They had security. It was like lackadaisical. I think they had to start beefing up. Yeah. Oh yeah, no fear. No fear.
Come on, man. They're security guards in the car. They probably trying to have fun.
They trying to see who's willing to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
They're trying to see who's ready to go.
Yeah, they security guard working at a college campus. They like, man,
great time.
Yeah, I don't care. You can come on in
Dude,
here.
and
I'm
the
in
way
here
we used to
anyway.
dress coming out of there, no clothes, skimpy as fuck, bro. Everything shorts, crop top, shorts, crop. Bro, we used to come out that whole like, going out to the club, going to college. Like you're in
Yeah,
your 18, 19, 20. Like, bro, you're dressing however,
you're
best shape of
dressing
your life.
however.
So I already know those security guards are like
They
just
probably like,
watching.
what? I'm chilling. I probably older. They probably was creeping around like a man.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
weird job to have anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, good times, man. Good times and a great, great episode.
Yes, man.
To start 2024 off. We started off right.
We did, man. We did. And also, we'll be back next Monday with current topics, man. Topics in sports. Definitely going to highlight somebody every week, man. And the current news, because there's stuff going on all the time, especially at HBCUs, and we need to just highlight it. You know, that's what we're here for, guys. Just to highlight.
All right, so catch us on our next episode for the latest and greatest at HBCUs, okay?
All right, guys. Peace.
Bye.